Okay, it's October 21st. We had a major freeze on October 12th, and then it's been down near 32 degrees every night. So I cleaned out all the summer stuff from my garden and I piled it up. I'm going to show you how I do compost, and then I'll do a follow-up the next couple weeks as the compost progresses and makes what we want it to be, a product that's going to be usable in the spring when I get my garden ready. So I took my entire garden. The only thing that's left here is some onions, some radishes, some arugula, and some cabbage. Everything else is gone, and all that material, there was corn stalks, there was vines, squash vines, melons, everything, and all the weeds that were coming up, tomatillos, tomatoes, and I piled it all in a pile. This is the area I usually do my compost in. I just pile that all up. A lot of the material, like the corn stalks and such, this is a little bit coarse material. You'd want to chop these up, break these up, but since I have all winter and I'm going to be turning this pile frequently, I just put most of them in there whole, and as I turn it, I'll fold them in, chop it up. There'll be still some coarse pieces left in here come spring, but these are old basil plants, and so there's a lot of carbon-based material here. And again, you could have a chipper or just a good old machete would help chop that up. So you can see all the raw material. I rake it up into a big pile. The total amount of this is probably a cubic yard. Here's even some old woody carrots. They'll be gone. They'll be gone in no time. They'll be composted down. But this is where my small pile of compost was left at the end of my summer production. If I come around to this side and look down in here below, this material has been composting for about 2 or 3 months. You can still see there's some sticks and stuff in here, but this is the stuff I left to get a good start to help with the beneficial microbes, to be a good supply to help get this pile started. And so I piled it up just to get it going, and then I wet it down. I'm going to let it sit for about a week, and then I'm going to turn it all over completely. There's quite a bit of carbon type products, all the brown you see in there with the corn stalks and the dead plants and such. But I do have a fescue lawn that'll be green throughout the winter, and you can actually see here some grass clippings that I put in yesterday. I'll be continuing to add every time I turn the pile. I'm going to continue to add a layer of the fescue grass clippings, because like I said, I have the material available and my garden's pretty much cleaned up. So this is it, and I'll do a series of this pile breaking down. It's going to be half the size when it's broken down. Like I said, this is probably a yard of material. I got my trusty pitchfork here. It makes for turning. It's good back-breaking work, but what I tend to do is just take the pile and then pile it up just to the south here, about a foot or so, and then I pile up everything there, and I work my progression that way, and then I work it back this way, and then by that time it's done. A lot of people like to do this, make their compost pile right in their garden, so that the material is actually improving in any leaching that is going down. This is soil. I have a soil bottom here, and any material that goes down into the ground will then also accumulate and be a benefit, kind of like a compost tea happening underneath this pile. And so I'll work the pile around different places in the garden from year to year. The one thing that is interesting is you see a whole bunch of tomatillos here. I harvested all the good ones. These are the ones that froze before they were really big enough. Tomatillos tend to come through the compost production process. I haven't planted tomatillos in many years, but they always tend to, for some reason, the seed must be very strong because they come through unintentionally. I have to weed most of them out the next spring as they come up, but it's not bad to have some tomatillos. I just let them grow where it's acceptable. All right.